Mr. Vinod. Yeah. So so all of you, we just waited for a minute, and I'm sure people will keep on joining. So this is Pallavi Sankhe. I'm from Curious Catalyst, and I'm your host for today. And I would like to introduce Mr. Vinod Nair and Krishna Prasad, and I would also like to welcome you to this session on AI in trade finance. The details, there is a WhatsApp group here, yeah, for all you AI enthusiasts and enablers, and there is in the chat itself, the group link is mentioned. Also, the next session is going to be on AI and ethics. It is going to be conducted by me, and the details are again given in the chat box. Whatever the questions, I'm sure Vinod and Prasad would like to tell how they're going to handle the questions at the end of the session, or any time is all right. It is the ball would be in their court. But before we start, I would like to just introduce both these very uh, luminous people that we have today for our session. So let me talk about Vinod Nair. So Vinod Nair is ex-head of academics and product development at Bombay Stock Exchange Institute Limited. He has 30 plus years of experience and has statistics and computer science degrees. As an AI evangelist, he is focused on driving AI for productivity enhancement, translating emerging AI capabilities into practical workflows, smarter content pipelines, and data-informed learning journeys. We already had a session, on how to use AI in finance by Vinod Nair, and it is available on YouTube link. I will be sharing that session link also in the chat box very soon. Okay, nobody else can, record the session. We are recording this session and it will be available on YouTube and the link will be provided.
Really sorry, by mistake, the recorder by default went on. I'll just
No,
put it on.
no worries, no worries. I have declined anyway. Yeah. And see,
okay, no worries. Yeah.
yeah. And everybody else has to be on mute. Only when the question is on, please unmute yourself. Otherwise, there will be a, no, there will be an echo, right? And let me also talk about Mr. Krishna Prasad. He's managing director of Sintra Consultancy Pte, which is a Singapore-based company. He's an experienced finance professional with an MSc focused in international finance from University College Dublin. In fact, he has demonstrated history of working in the international trade and development industry. He's skilled in negotiations, commodity risk management, internal audit, soft commodities, and international trade. He has implemented enterprise blockchain permissioned for trades and handled physical trades through the blockchain platform at AgroCorp since 2018. Yeah. So welcome, Vinod Nair and Krishna Prasad. I am personally very interested in hearing this session. Yeah. So welcome.
Thanks, Pallavi.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Pallavi, for the introduction. So Prasad and me, of course, just to share, we are cousins and we have worked together on some projects when I was in BSc, and he had conducted some workshops on trade finance and blockchain, etc. Post that, we were just exploring what we could do, and that's when I suggested that the Curious Catalyst platform I've been working with, and we did a series of workshops, one of which was on AI in finance, which I did. And there have been a series of other on AI in sales, AI in HR, etc. So since Prasad is a domain expert in trade finance and also done technology in trade finance through blockchain platforms, I thought AI in trade finance would be a good extension to what he has been doing. So that's when we explored and we discussed. So initially, I was thinking we would go through a series of steps of how trade finance can be enhanced by AI. But some of the discussion which I had with him was on some cases which I had, which he shared with me. So I thought rather than just giving a conceptual introduction, we'll run it through a case where we take a simulated case of export of rice from India to Africa and how the whole trade finance workflow from the trade perspective, from the finance perspective, and how AI helps in impacting the effectiveness, the risk mitigation, and various other aspects can be explored. So I'll just share the slide show, and then Prasad can give a opening of how
Sure, sure.
trade finance will work in this. Yeah, over to you, Prasad.
Yeah, sure. Hi, all. Welcome. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here with Mr. Vinod, Pallavi, and team. So, like my expertise is basically, like Mr. Vinod said, is on the commodity trade finance, enterprise blockchain solutions, and so on and so forth. So when he mentioned about AI, I got just a bit curious about it, and I said, okay, let me also, get involved in that. So I'm sure, the people involved here or gathered here, you're all aware of how a trade works, a local trade or an international trade. If any clarifications required on those aspects, like we can always discuss it. Even during the Q&A sessions, we can do that. So, from starting from people connecting, the seller and the buyer connecting through emails, and then the contracts get generated, transaction happens, the banks get involved, shipment happens, shipping companies get involved, insurance companies get involved, so on and so forth. The whole end-to-end process we were discussing, and then Mr. Vinod said that yes, we can make it more comfortable or transparent and faster by using AI technology. Am I right in saying that, Mr. Vinod?
Yes, yes, yes. So, since the advent of generative AI around 2.5 years ago,
Yes, I got.
a lot of things have got transformed across domains, and finance, of course, is not an area to be left out. So, in all aspects of finance, in corporate finance, in capital markets, and in trade finance, there is a lot of value that generative AI can bring to the table. So just to specify, of course, AI is a fairly vast domain. So we have machine learning and natural language processing, etc. But all of them are very technologically heavy, and most of the applications of the other domains of AI, you need computer science, technology expertise, because a lot of programming is involved. Generative AI has changed things because you have an interface whereby you can communicate to the AI back engine using a normal language, which is called a prompt. So whatever you want it to do, you just state in a clear, structured manner, and you can execute it. So that is a big leap because now all of us, whether we have a computer science background or not, as long as we know what we want to do in our own domain of work, and we can communicate that in a well-structured manner, we can really build on the power of AI and use it. So, as I mentioned earlier, so this is a small case study which Prasad and I had been discussing uh, based on some actual client he has handled in the past, whereby there is a lot of demand for rice from India across the world. This includes Africa, where there is a lot of rice eating population. So, taking that as an example, we thought we could run through the entire set of steps whereby what happens at each stage can be explored. So, we are taking a simple example, one category of rice. As Prasad can explain, there are a whole
Yeah, it's
range of
parboiled
rice, which
rice.
is, yeah.
Broken rice,
So,
parboiled rice, which normally
correct,
goes to
correct.
Africa from India. In fact, on a day-to-day basis, a lot of shipments happens and, on a regular basis, and it's of high demand. The interesting part here is like, the markets which we talk about, like which we are talking now, is the trade happens as normal. But because of the complexities involved in the end market or at the origin side, there are a lot of issues happens. Where people don't get a clear visibility or clarity till the deal ends from the time it started. So when we say Africa, everybody just get a bit nervous about it. Oh, selling to Africa. How do we track this? How do we monitor this? Things like that and all. But then the people who are doing it, those who are doing it for say 10, 15, 20 years, they know how they can handle it and how they are doing it. But our intention here is to make it faster, give more clarity, visibility, thereby the financiers involved in this particular transactions get more comfort. So my forte is that, when I say whether it is a blockchain, whether it is AI or whatsoever, I tell my crowd that, at the end of the day, the benefit should be like either you get more credit facilities from your financial institutions to do more volumes, or you should get a better pricing from your financial institutions, the cost part, or it's a combination of both. Get Mr. Vinod and the team here.
Yes,
Hope
yes.
you guys are with us.
Yes, yes. So, as Prasad mentioned, the use of AI should add a lot of value. And of course, when you have a system which takes care of the process, ensures that all the compliance matters are done, the whole process is risk error free, and the speed at which transaction happen is very improved, and the data and the documents are as per the requirements of the banks, financial institutions, the exporters, the port, and shipping companies, and all other parties involved. Obviously, it builds a lot more confidence. And when you have more confidence and more trust, then it is better for you to negotiate with all parties, including the banks and financial institutions who are giving the credit line or who are supporting in all the financial transactions.
To
So
add on to
just
that, sorry, Mr.
yeah,
Vinod,
yeah,
add on to
yeah.
that, the insurance guys also.
Yeah. The insurance companies also, since there's a lot of risk involved at various stages, because you are moving goods from one part of the world to other using transportation, and there are lots of challenges like the weather conditions, the uh, challenges in the high seas where it goes through, etc. Insurance is a very, very important component, and to get a good premium and good uh, rates from the insurance agency. Again, you have to have a well-defined, easy to replicate, consistent process, which is where the GenAI can help. So
Yeah,
just to give an overview,
and also to get your claims refunded immediately
okay.
from the
So
insurance companies.
correct,
They need
correct,
proof,
correct.
right? Insurance guys goes by papers
Yes.
and proof
So,
where things are going
so
wrong and so on and so forth. Yeah.
correct. So when you use GenAI, you can ensure that all the documents are as per the format and uh, as per all the regulatory requirements also. So then there is no manual intervention. There is no interpretation by different people who are working in the system. Everything is standardized, consistent, and fast. So automation, risk mitigation, improved efficiency, and at the end, it is easily observable and trackable by the humans who are there. So any aspect they can check, confirm, and validate things in the system.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me just add on, ask you something, Mr. Vinod, like, Is it that easy for SMEs and MSMEs anywhere in the world to get support from their financial institutions?
No, no, obviously, there is a lot of challenges from the MSMEs and SMEs to get finance because any financing situation, there are a lot of compliance requirements, and the
Absolutely.
financial institution will ask for multiple years bank statements and other collateral and various other security to give the loan. And it might be a long drawn process. There might be a lot of back and forth. And if they feel you are not completely compliant, they might refuse, or the interest rate they charge might go up, and lots of challenges are there,
Yeah,
whether it is for business within the country or even more difficult for cross-border kind of transactions.
yeah. And when things happens manually in an organization, it gives a lot of challenges too. So still
Correct,
people
correct.
preparing their financial statements in Excels and things like
Yes,
that
yes.
and all. Apart from, I have seen management accounts when we ask for, it still comes in Excel form, not
Okay.
from the systems. Okay.
Hmm.
Or say, for example, if we ask for a quarterly turnover details, product-wise details, informations, and things like that, no, they will generate it from their accounting software, but sometimes which will not give like a wow feel to the financials.
Correct, correct.
Even
So
the
with
process.
AI, what happens is that it's very easy to customize the output as per the requirements. So if the financial institutions wants a certain format, because there are various accounting standards. So there
Yep,
is the GAAP standard in the US, and there is a British standard, the
IFRS.
Indian INDAS standard is there. So whatever is the requirement, you can just instruct the AI. So the output generated by a system can be restructured and presented in the format that is relevant for that institution or that regulator. So that is again becomes a very, very strong advantage.
Even for the
So
auditors for that matter.
correct, correct. So the auditor would want certain information presented in a manner where it becomes easy for them to identify any red flags or any deviations from the compliance requirements. So
Absolutely.
immediately you can present the data in that manner without spending much time on manually picking and rearranging the data. So the AI tool will immediately recreate. So to take this case study, uh, this is one stage which may not be very much required because most of the entities have an ongoing business relationship and they don't need to do market research and buyer identification.
No.
But in
Yep.
case that is required, there is a huge thing which can be done through AI. So from the trade perspective, we need to research Ghana's research rice market, identify importers, confirm demand, uh, and then from the finance perspective, you have to look at the economic stability. Because when you are sending goods to some country, what is the economic stability? What is the kind of trust that you have? What is the credit
Yep.
violation that is possible? You need to check. But as Prasad has mentioned, many times those who are there in the system, they are aware of all this and there's no need for any research to be done. But in case that is required, we can see how it is done. The GenAI can analyze the debt rate, generate buyer profiles, and predict what is the kind of demand. So you can have a structured prompt for doing this, where you give all the details saying that conduct research, analyze current trends in China's rice import, identify 5 potential buyers, assess economic risk, propose 3 to 5 options. These are the data structure. This is the output format you want. So what will happen is that you will get a complete research report which looks at all aspects, and you will know that which are the top 5 companies, what is the credit risk, what is the kind of payment periods, what is the kind of regulatory requirements, everything you will know and will make the decision quick. Then you come to the stage where is the inquiry and quotation and all. So I think Prasad, if you can elaborate on this, that how does this work when the
Yeah,
two parties are interacting?
yeah, say for example, if there is a seller and a buyer, still everything happens through phone, right? Over phone and via emails. And then, okay, if everything is agreed, the payment terms, the price, things like that, the basic structure of the trade agrees, then the contract goes. Say from the seller to the buyer, a contract goes, which is mutually signed. Both of the parties, they sign it. So then it will tell you what are all the Incoterms agreed. What is the quantity, when it has to be supplied, so on and so forth. Whether insurance, who carries the insurance. So, and then based on that, the things move. Then happens the signing of the contract and then shipments. So appointing the shipping company based on the Incoterms. So if it is a bulk trade, sometimes companies, like for example, my company, we charter vessels for a 50,000 tons of cargo, the Supramax vessels, Panamax vessels, up to 75,000 tons cargoes and all that stuff. If it is a container, also again based on your buying terms. Say for example, here we put it as 550 metric ton CIF, which means cost, insurance, and freight. So who takes care of it? Who covers it? But then beyond that, the seller always take a third party cover, because the buyer is not sure if seller is selling it on a CIF terms, then the insurance is being taken by the seller. But if it is on a CFR basis, the sellers will still take a cover protection to make sure that if something goes wrong in the process, they are covered. Then who checks, who they appoint for the quality checking, like SGS, inspectorate, things like that and all. Everything is being mutually agreed, whether it is a payment on the payment side, whether it is on DP terms, documents against payments, or on DA terms, documents against acceptance, or under letter of credits. Even if it is under letter of credit, whether it is a site LC or a usance LC. So the formats of this letter of credits, everything can be, we can enroute it through AI to check whether the draft LCs are in line with the templates we have, the LC drafts which are coming from the buyer side. So it will ease the time, the processing time, it creates or it adds to the operational efficiency of the company, so on and so forth. Then happens the trade. Okay, once the trade happens, based on the sailing time, say for example, from India to Africa, it may take around 40-45 days, or even 50-60 days sometimes, sailing period. Depends upon the voyage and depends upon the complexities involved, things like that. And then the payment part. So if you ask me to cover on the payment side, there are various ways that seller can mitigate the risk, which for even Africa, we do that by applying insurance, like trade credit insurance, so-called, we call it as being used even by the banks. If it is non-banks, then we call it as factoring. And then there are forfeiting, which is different. Factoring is on a with or without recourse basis. Forfeiting is completely on a without recourse basis. So all these things can be tracked instead of manually through the platform which we are talking about, or the process we are talking about here. Mr. Vinod?
Yeah. So as Prasad mentioned, we can use AI at this stages for the various documents. So I've just shared a sample prompt. Suppose right at the beginning, you need to create a pro forma invoice for the export of 1,000 metric tons. So you specify the details and you create a prompt, and it will tell you say who are the parties involved, what are the debtors, what is the product description, what is the payment and basic terms, delivery, and what is the clauses, currency risk adjustments, how to take care of that, what are the mitigation strategies, price adjustments, insurance add-ons which are there, as Prasad mentioned. What are the monitoring tools which are
say,
there?
for example, any advance payment by the buyers?
Yes, yes. So if
minute
there's any
things.
advance payment, those can be put in so that those terms will get appropriately incorporated. What are the data sources,
And
assumptions?
even, Mr.
What?
Vinod, companies
Mm,
face problems like when they put to get an advance of 10% from the buyer, but
mm.
sometimes people forgot to monitor it,
Okay, okay.
because everything is going via email.
Correct, correct.
So within 3 days of signing the contract, if the seller has
Mm,
to get a 10% advance,
mm.
everything is manually monitored at the moment,
Okay, okay.
or a phone call and so on. So if we use AI for this, we can get a prompt that, the 10% advance is due tomorrow.
Correct, correct, correct. So the whole process, we can not only generate the documents, we can also use what is known as agentic AI. So there are agents which are created, which will respond to triggers. So what it will do is create the performer invoice and add it to a mail, send it to the client. Once their reply comes, it will update and update the status. Then, based on the dates which are there in the contract or the performer, it will automatically trigger a reminder saying that advance is due today. So it will inform the customer, the client, it will inform the financial institution. Whoever is involved will constantly be aware of what is happening, where it is, etc. And even through the entire life cycle, things can be tracked and triggers can be built in so that each party is getting an update as to what has happened or what is supposed to happen, so that if things are not there,
Yeah,
they are taken care of. So, like we said, there is a contract which is prepared. So there is a standard template which is available. So you just provide the specifics of this particular contract. The AI will look at that contract template, check what is applicable depending on the product, the parties involved, the countries involved, and then automatically customize that template and create a specific contract for this particular situation.
absolutely.
So there could be various activities involved. So confirmation order, the actual process of procuring the rice in this case from the source, doing whatever quality tests are there. Because in any commodity, especially food commodities and all, there would be certain requirements that there is a certificate required
Of course, yeah.
to ensure the quality of that. So those also can be triggered as part of the process by AI to check if the certificate is there. So Prasad, could you just elaborate on what is the kind of certificates and
Yeah,
who
I
are
mean,
the
say, for example,
authorities?
the protein content involved, okay,
Okay, okay,
uh, things like that. I mean, based on the commodities which we are talking about.
okay, okay,
So for metals, it is different. For agricultural commodities, it will be different.
okay, okay.
Say, for example, wheat or rice or whatever. They said, okay,
Mm,
then the water, or how much, sometimes, what happens is that certain commodities,
mm,
when it being shipped due to the weather conditions and everything,
mm.
it can get wet.
Okay, okay.
And it adds to, the size or the quantities and stuff like that and all. Or certain
Oh,
commodities, it will get dried out.
okay, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it
Mm,
happens even during the sailing time.
okay, okay.
Depends upon the commodity which we talk about. But then certificates, we talk about basically the quality certificate that, as I mentioned to you earlier, issued by, say, a company called SGS or Dr. Amin in India,
Okay,
when
okay.
we are talking about India market. So
Mm,
they go and check and certify that, okay, these are all the various protein contents involved. Broken, how much broken it is. Say that the contract say it is 15% broken. But if the
mm,
rice is 20% or 25% broken,
mm.
it
That'll
deviates
get
from the
rejected.
contract. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
exactly. The price, no, rejection in the sense that the price will go, I mean, will
very.
change.
Okay. Okay.
So if the supplier is saying that, no, we don't have the 15% broken or 5% broken, we only have 20% broken, a little more, or this is slightly better than that. So the price, everything changed. So the addendum needs to be done on the contract side, so on and so forth.
Okay. Okay. So since
is
there
what
is
is happening.
so many documents are there, so many processes are there. When we are doing the manual checking, it takes a lot of time. There is
Lot of
error
time.
prone. So once you define that in your process, the prompts can be created which lists all the processes to be done and all the checkings to be done. So it will check that rice is there. So if in the contract it is mentioned that it should be 15% broken, do you have a certificate which mentions that? Do you have a
Correct.
certificate from the nutritional perspective, as Prasad mentioned on the
From the
so all that
party,
it will
from the
automatically
party
check.
which both the parties agreed. So the buyer and the seller agrees that we appoint Dr. Amin, we appoint SGS, or we appoint
Okay.
inspectorate, so on and so forth. There are many parties in the market. So if the parties agreed, buyer and seller agreed, okay, certificate is issued, and which is final at, say, load port or discharge port, as the case may be. I mean, these are all the complexities involved in the trade. I don't think we need to get into that.
Correct. So there are various permutation and combinations which are there. So you can realize that when you do it manually, you have to keep track that this is A plus B or A plus C or A plus X or B plus
Absolutely.
C plus D. So many things are there. But for AI, it becomes very simple because they just have to branch out. Instead of doing track 1, it will go to track 2 or track 3 or track 4 and complete all the, and it'll give you a report that as per the contract, these are the things required. Out of this, A, B, C, D is present. E is present, but it is a slight deviation from what is there in the contract. And F or G is not present at all. So then immediately you know that this is what has been specified, but here there are the deviations which are there. What needs to be done, how it can be addressed also can be built into the AI system. So any renegotiation or any penalty clause to be evoked, all this can be done.
Correct.
So from the finance perspective, can you go a little bit more into detail that what is an LC, how it happens through SIFT,
Oh, yeah.
and
I mean, see,
okay.
for example, again, it's all as per the contract. So if it is a letter of credit to be opened by the buyer to the seller, it's an irrevocable letter of credit, which everybody knows, I believe. Okay. So, and based on the terms and conditions agreed in the contract.
Okay.
The LC to be opened as per the contractual terms. And even we mentioned the contract number also inside the LC.
Okay.
Because
So
for any legal issues tomorrow. Yeah.
Correct. So there could be people who probably are not aware. They must have heard of an LC, but what is an LC and how does it work? If you could just elaborate into that. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's a letter of credit, which is nothing, which is a document or a support given by the buyer's bank in that particular country.
Okay.
So which means that the buyer, when they buy certain things, okay, and the seller agrees to do a shipment and supply the goods, seller always will have a concern that how do they get paid, correct?
Okay.
So letter of credit is something like a risk mitigation tool, I will say, for the seller to make sure that if both the parties are in compliance with their contractual terms and conditions, and if the LC is opened by the buyer's bank, say, for example, HDFC from India. So the LC will say that, what is the commodity involved, what is the specifications, and who is the buyer, who is the seller, what is the payment term, and where the LC will expire, okay, and whether the LC can add confirmation to it, okay, so on and so forth. So if HDFC opened a letter of credit and the LC comes to my bank, is the seller's bank here in Singapore, say for example, Stanchart, okay, And if Stanchart is financing my import, which I am buying from somebody else, Stanchart will get a comfort that, yeah, this particular cargo is sold to Africa or any other market. Normally, in that matter, we don't get LCs from Africa, for your information. But then we took Africa as an example. I just add on to that, yes, we are getting a, say, from Societe Generale. Societe Generale is not very common. It's a French bank, common in Africa, or Standard Bank or whatsoever. So it gives a comfort for the seller and the seller's bank that, yes, this transaction is genuine, the party is genuine, because the buyer is able to open the letter of credit from their bank within that permitted time. Because when we signed the contract, they said the letter of credit, which is a guarantee for the payment, okay? A confirmation from the buyer's banker is getting opened, and it is coming within, say, 3 days or 5 days or 10 days of upon signing the contract between both the parties. Then after getting the letter of credit, then the rest of the things normally happens, the shipment and things like that and all. So we do cross-check whether the LC is in compliance with the agreed terms. Say, for example, they say that CIF, and when the LC comes CFR, there is a deviation to it, or the price.
So what is CIF and CFR? Could you briefly just
cost, insurance, and freight? That is CIF. Okay, these are the Incoterms, the purchase and the sales Incoterms. CFR means cost and freight. Say, for example, if the seller is giving on a CFR basis, okay, the insurance is to the buyer's account. The buyer has to take care of the insurance part. But if the seller is charging, or the price is inclusive of cost, insurance, and freight, then which means that the seller is taking the insurance cost from the buyer, and seller has to take a insurance cover, and they have to provide that insurance policy will be part of the letter of credit. Okay, in the normal course.
So, as Prasad mentioned, the letter of credit is an important document, because it gives a kind of guarantee that the financial transaction will be upheld. So the bank of the buyer is taking the responsibility, and the letter of credit will be through them. So as a seller, you have confidence that it's a reputed bank and they are endorsing this letter of credit. So therefore, we can be sure of getting paid. And of course, the letter of credit will always be customized as per the contract. So again, here the AI will just read the contract terms and conditions, and then pick up a template of a letter of credit, which there are some standard templates available. And then as per the contract, it will prepare the letter of credit, so that all the terms and conditions which have been agreed upon is there, as Prasad mentioned. Whether it is cost, insurance, and freight, the seller is taking care of, which means they will include the cost of insurance premium into the cost, or it's only cost and freight, whereby the insurance will have to be taken care of by the buyer. So all those things are mentioned, and they will come into the LC. And with the presence of the LC as a document which is there with you, you have that confidence and trust that the payment will happen as per the terms, in terms of the amount, the timeline, and other aspects.
Yeah, no, see, if you look at it, like, when there is an LC from HDFC, okay, and if shipment happens and the documents are in compliance with that letter of credit, the underlining word here is in compliance with the letter of credit. Okay. Okay. So LC says that certificate quality certificate to be issued by SGS. Then it should come from SGS. It cannot come from Dr. Amin. If it is coming from Dr. Amin, then, and if the buyer cannot accept it, then which means that the LC is, or the documents are discrepant. It is not as per the letter of credit, which means the buyer has to accept the discrepancy, or else the seller will be in trouble. Then the LC will become a tissue paper.
Oh, okay.
So there is no such thing that, if somebody opens an LC, buyer opens an LC, oh, everything is fine, I get my money. No, nothing.
No,
Never.
correct.
The seller should make sure that they are negotiating the documents in compliance with the letter of credit, and it's clean, the documents are clean. And if it is a site LC, the buyer's bank, HDFC, has to make the payment within 5 working days upon arrival of the documents at their counter, if everything is clean. Okay, so if we get to those areas, we can say that AI can monitor the discrepancies or anything, then we can the seller can ask for acceptance of the discrepancies from the bank. Okay, ultimately the bank will go to the customer, right?
Correct.
Bank is not a party to the trade. They don't know what is happening on the trade side.
Correct.
So the buyer's bank will go to the buyer saying that, okay, these are all the discrepancies, please accept. Do you want to accept it? And within 5 banking days, the buyer should accept the discrepancy. If there are any discrepancy, then becomes easier or perfect for HDFC to make the payment. If the buyer is rejecting that, HDFC as a banker who has opened a irrevocable letter of credit has no liability to make the payment because the documents are discrepant.
Okay. So that brings up an important point that since the LC will mention that these are the documents required as a part of the delivery of the goods. And if anything is missing or anything is not compliant, then the LC becomes an invalid document. So
we
it
call
is
it as
very
a tissue
important
paper.
that yes. So it becomes a tissue paper which has no financial standing at all.
And
so
there is one more.
therefore,
No, there is one more elaboration to LC apart from letter of credit. We also use in the trading world that it's a license to cheat.
Okay.
People who
So
are
could you
from the
just
trading background, if anybody who are in the trading background, they will understand what I'm talking about.
so could you just give some example or something to? I guess this is what happened in that famous Nirav Modi jewelry
No,
case.
that's a different case, because that is everybody was, those who did it, they knew that it was not supposed to be done.
Okay.
Including the bank. I don't want to name the bank, which everybody knows about it. Of course, like say for example, if somebody says that I'm a clerk sitting on the operation side and I'm issuing LC or a guarantee, performance guarantee, or whatsoever, and which is not in line with what I can do, the banker can do.
Okay.
First, why it was issued? You mean to say that nobody knows if there is a guarantee issued for, say, 50 crores or 100 crores or something inside the bank? Only the clerk does it and the seniors don't know about it? Bullshit.
Correct. It's not possible.
Everybody knows about it, even if a single paper is moving worth 1 rupee also.
Yeah. Because the workflow in a bank will ensure that the senior people or whoever the
everybody has to sign it, right?
have to
Sign
know
off.
it. Yeah. The
Approvals are there
authorized
at
signatories
various
are
levels.
supposed to know.
Yeah. Sorry. So that's the reason I mentioned very clearly that AI should make sure when we talk about ultimately the basic fundamentals here, the topic here is AI. By using AI, how we make sure that if any discrepancies are there in the LC at the first stage itself before the shipments, we highlight it on the buyer's side. We ask for amendments to the letter of credit, and we make sure that it is in compliance with the documents which are coming are in line with the documentary credit. And me as a seller can negotiate a clean set of documents, and it is ultimately the responsibility of the LC opening bank, which in our case here it is HDFC, to make the payment, not the buyer.
Correct.
Even if something goes wrong with the buyer.
Correct. So as Prasad mentioned, once the LC is prepared in whatever standard format, we can upload the LC and the copies of all the documents that are
Yeah,
supposed to
and do a
be
cross
there
check.
into an AI, and it can immediately check that not
Yeah,
only are the documents present, are the terms and conditions in each document being met as per the specification. If
yeah,
there's any deviation, even as he mentioned, the certificate is supposed to be one of the documents which
yeah.
says it is 15% dry broken. If the certificate says yes, it is 15%, or it says 20%, then there is a deviation. So each and everything can be checked right before the shipment is done, so that anything is flagged and the seller has to address those. And therefore, the bank which is issuing the LC will just receive a AI generated report saying that as per the LC and the supporting documents, here are the deviations, and we are giving a ranking saying that on a scale of 1 to 10, this particular has can be given 6 or 5 or 4. That means it is going into a red flag area. So there is immediate attention which the bank has to raise to the seller saying that these are the things which are there. So those can be addressed before the shipment happens itself.
Correct,
So
correct.
that
So
is one.
for example, if it is a rice shipment, okay, instead of RICE, if
Hmm,
some certificates came as like ROSC,
hmm.
bro, it's a
Rose.
discrepancy,
Okay.
right?
Correct, correct, correct.
The banker can reject. The
Yes,
bank can pinpoint the discrepancies and say that, no, no, we are not talking about rose here. We are talking about rice here. Okay, your bill of
yes, yes.
lading is for rice. The shipment has happened for rice.
Correct, correct.
So every document should match. So before it goes out from the seller's side office to the banker and or to the buyer's banker and so on and so forth and all. Of course, the seller's bank also will do a check, cross check. But
Hmm.
sometimes mistakes happens, and they sometimes we used to really get shocked. Major banks sometimes they ignore or oversee
Okay,
certain
okay,
certain discrepancies, and it will go to the buyer's bank, and we fall
okay,
under the mercy of the buyer.
okay, okay.
So AI should prompt all those things, and because these all happens because everybody is doing things in a manual way.
Correct, correct, correct.
Everything is,
Yes.
even including the banks. So of course now we are hearing that HSBC is doing, Stanchart is doing, Barclays is doing. I mean, to what
Hmm.
extent these guys are doing, you really need to know,
Correct,
and
correct.
then need to understand that yes, it's all zero errors and zero mistakes and stuff like that and all. Because when we were using blockchain,
Hmm.
we were able to track it, who is making the
Okay,
mistakes, where things are
okay,
going wrong, stuff like
okay.
that. And you don't believe, within 1 year of we using the blockchain,
Hmm.
one of our banks, they increased the limits.
Oh,
They
wow.
doubled the credit facility and they reduced the pricing, cost price, the interest rate.
Okay, okay.
So we should see that, by using AI, the people involved or spending money to use AI are getting benefit out of it in the form of
Correct, correct, correct.
facilities, loans, short term, long term, at
Correct, correct.
competitive pricing. And if we can add on to like some carbon credits also into it.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
So if it is a coal trade,
Hmm,
yesterday my banker, timber trade. I have a
hmm.
client here. I was asking my banker for a limit. So he said that, Sir Prasad, can you establish this is like, the ESG part is taken care of because it is timber.
Okay, okay.
Commodity is a bit sensitive.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct, correct, correct.
So if we can show that, through these type of tools which we have now,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we can give a clear visibility to the bankers, the financiers. Oh, it's nothing like that. It's a blessings, I
Correct.
will say.
So one more thing just came up that
Why the screen is,
being hmm?
what's happening on the,
Acha, we have been on this finance perspective from quite some time. I presume that you were supposed to be on that screen. Are you supposed to move the screen?
no, I'm not.
No, no.
Yeah.
No, one thing just came up in my mind is that
Mm.
of course, the international transactions which is there. there definitely are a lot of cases one hears about money laundering which happens. So can you
Oh, yeah.
share some perspective on this? How does this happen? And based on which I can share that how we could use AI to detect and prevent it.
That's a very, very tricky part because say, for example, in the contract, if it is mentioned the price is 550 CIF,
Mm.
okay, and
Okay.
if the LC is opened at 540,
Okay.
there is an AML comes there. There comes the AML.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Because the buyer is only paying 540 instead of 550.
Okay.
The balance $10, how
Mm.
how it is settled?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You get where I'm coming from?
Correct. 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 So
So
this kind of under invoicing kind
exactly,
of.
under invoicing, over invoicing, or any claims, even for that matter,
Okay.
not settled through the proper banking channels, or
Mm.
you unnecessarily create claims to divert the money from one place to another place.
Yeah, but
Or
how can it be stopped, Mr. Prasad? Because as I said, no, as you said, intention here is important. If that LC is, if the person is, yeah, it is licensed to cheat, and the thought process is like that, then this under invoicing, over invoicing, how can it get stopped by AI?
say for
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
I have not seen banks asking this question if they have the contract copy for 550 and if the LC is coming for 540, why there is a difference? Can you believe that?
So that is what, no. So the intention here again, it is not as if it is
It's
not
not.
available.
No. I'm talking about from the bank's perspective. The banker should ask
Ah,
why there is a difference in the pricing. The LC is open for 540, where the contract says 540,
so
550.
so why is the bank not asking such a question?
You have to go and
Is
ask the
not
bank.
checking that, and yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So again,
You
as I
have
said,
to, because say I'm coming from a trading company. Do you think that I will go and ask the bank to ask this question?
no,
So now
yeah.
I'm a consultant. I will ask my
Mm.
banker.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's as simple as that.
Mm.
Okay.
But shouldn't bank itself be interested in asking this question?
No, what I'm saying is that,
Mm.
the operational teams and all, it's a monotonous job for them.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Too
They are
much paperwork.
sitting till 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the office, and you think that how many contracts and how many LCs they are handling in a day? So
Got it.
contract, they hardly go through the contract for that matter,
Mm.
because they are not a party to the trade, so they have
Correct.
no
Correct.
reason to look at the contract.
Correct.
It is a problem between the buyer, or it is the arrangement between the buyer and the seller. So which means that you can say that the bank is also a party to AML.
So once the flow is automated, the AI will go through and they will flag because AI is
Correct.
not
Correct.
human,
Yeah.
and it will be so much
Yeah.
easier,
Yeah.
right?
No,
So it can handle
when we
large
talk about
volumes
it,
of.
when we talk about this, then the seller or the buyer will say that, oh, we don't need any blockchain, we don't need any AI.
Mm.
That's the problem.
Exactly. So if that LC, as you said, is licensed to cheat, then nobody wants anything, right?
Exactly.
No, but parties like the banks who are neither the buyer nor seller, they will get caught into this for
Yeah, they can.
no gain.
They will get.
So
They will get
they for
definitely.
them it has become very important because for them they need to check things and they might not have enough manpower to check it, or their manpower is working on multiple things. So there, it becomes very, very critical that they incorporate such tools so that they don't become party to something which they're not even aware of.
No, for that matter, it's a very vast subject. So
Yeah, and we do not have that kind of time. Yeah.
time we
Correct,
don't have.
correct,
Just to
correct.
remind, just
If you
a
Yeah,
ask
gentle
me to open it, I
reminder.
can talk to you
Yeah,
on
I
different
know.
products involved for hours and hours. Okay.
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I just brought it up because this is one area which AI can handle very effectively because even if you have 10, 15 different documents and there is some small change from here to there and there to here, all that can be easily detected by AI because one large document it can read in detail, pick up the relevant points, match it to the other documents, see where the discrepancy, flag it, create a report, send it to all related parties. So suppose some entry-level person at the bank is doing the checking, it can send the report to 2 levels higher also. So
Yeah.
then it becomes very easy for it to be flagged, and a senior profile in the bank would definitely not take it from the same perspective as the executive who's
The
handling that.
problem, the
So
problem
many
here
things
is,
can be built up.
no,
in
Mr.
that.
Vinod, the problem here is everybody is at the end of the day trying to build their bottom line,
Correct.
including the banks.
Correct.
They are commercial institutions, not charitable
Yeah.
institutions. Don't forget that.
Correct. No,
So
but
they have to build their book.
the
And we are talking about, I'm using 10 banks at the same time. So a bank A,
okay.
if he stops me from doing what I am doing, I will go to bank B.
Correct.
It's a simple maths, you know. You don't
Yes,
need a brain.
obviously. Obviously, that every party has their own vested interest, and they would look at it from that perspective. But then, from the regulator or from the uh, uh, framework which is trying to ensure things go smoothly, it can definitely add value.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
So, as we have seen,
Almost, we are
each
almost 1 hour,
stage,
Mr. Vinod.
whatever, huh?
We are almost,
Yeah.
yeah, so we have
So
time, I
what
think,
we
right?
have seen is that all through the life cycle, there are various tasks happening, various parties involved. There is the buyer, the seller, the buyer's bank, the seller's bank, the shipper, and various agencies are involved. The agencies will do the testing and validation of product, and at all these stages, all of them are generating documents, all of them are adding value in some way or the other. And to collate all that, streamline all that, ensure things are happening, we can definitely use generative AI to ensure that all this is in line. Every party involved is informed of what is happening, and everyone is on the same page. Whereby currently, when it is manually done, some people get the information, some people, because manually, when it is done, it is inconsistent. It is not happening the same way every time. Many times, some parties know about it, some parties don't know about it. So all these can be solved through AI. Obviously, it involves some time, but the benefit it gives that it helps you build a lot of confidence and trust. So, in any business, this is very, very important, because if you demonstrate that whatever transactions you are doing is error-free, is smooth, is consistent, then it will build confidence in people who you
Absolutely.
are dealing with as buyers. It will build confidence in the bankers and financial institutions also, helping you
Yep.
raise credit, higher credit, lower interest rates, various better premium from insurance companies. All this can be enabled through the use of generative AI. So, as in the case of any other domain, there's a lot of value that can come to the table to all parties involved. But of course, it is up to the parties involved to accept it, invest the initial learning curve and the cost of incorporating the same, and go ahead and reap the benefits of it.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, you know,
So I think,
as I said again, AI and all should, the basic um, uh, reason why companies, even including, I mean, especially the SMEs and MSMEs, they should go with AI is to get a broader access to financing.
okay, correct.
Achha, I have a question. Is it all right if I do ask at this juncture?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
sure.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. So, Prasad, what if I am, say, I'm a novice person, I want to get into exports. Does AI help me? I mean, does it, speed up my process? Does it
Of
speed
course,
up
of
my
course. I mean,
experience? Yeah.
those, say, for example, you just need to get somebody to run all these things. And if you are an expert, AI expert, and you can get certain resources, some documents, some, say, for example, like we said, LCs and contracts and these things and everything, you just put it inside and do a comparison instead of getting 2 people, 3 people for you to do that. You have the patience to sit and monitor it and do it, you can do it. And then you just create a template at your side and then, talk to your bank. Straight away go with that. Why not?
Yeah, this is definitely eye-opening and interesting.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would, yeah.
And if you have, say, for example, to do some, say, $100,000 with you, you can do a transaction for $75,000.
Yeah, why not? Definitely. Awaiting the $100,000 in my account.
Yeah. And if that happens with all these technologies there in place and giving a complete transparency to the parties involved, especially to the bankers involved, and then you call the banker and show them what you're doing, they will give you a limit tomorrow for, say, 5 crores, 10 crores.
Correct.
That's the beginning. That's the beginning in trade, right? Everyone who has started, all started with almost nothing, for that matter.
Correct.
Yeah, and nowadays, from what I see, future of workforce, jobs are going to get scarcer and scarcer, and I think these are all new vistas where even we as parents, we can explore, for our children. It is not as if
yes. If not international trade, you can get local trade done.
Yeah.
There are margins, like I'm saying, from one state to another state.
But now
Correct.
with the GST also, is it?
Sorry?
But now that we have one GST, are these margins still there?
GST is not a cost,
No,
right?
GST is just the tax, no? But the trade is happening based on the supply and demand, no? So,
Pallavi, the GST impact goes to the end user,
if
not
you're
the trader.
No, that I know. That all these things I do know. Yeah. Okay.
So if you are in a
constant,
state with
GST is constant, you can't change.
no,
Just add it
GST
to the
should be
price.
okay.
You add it onto the price. This is something like, say, for example, if you borrow money from the bank, you pay interest, right?
True.
Correct.
So you charge the interest on your pricing. Same like GST, just raise the invoice. So you collect the GST from one party, you give it to the government. It's not your money, right?
Correct. So whatever GST charge you get the input credit when you have to pay the GST also. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. So are we at the end of the session, Vinod?
Yeah, I think we have covered the perspectives on what happens and various places, what are the kind of documentation, what are the kind of complications, and how using generative AI we can smooth the whole process and ensure we are not only faster, but we also build the confidence of being effective, streamlined, error-free process so that we get better deals, we get better insurance coverage, we get better credit facilities in the business.
Great.
Better pricing.
So maybe if we could, stop the share and we could then keep the floor open, then we can just, the floor is open for questions. And before that, I would just like to inform you all about Curious Catalyst. So we are a training and consultancy organization. We are ISO certified company, and we have pan-India presence, and we have this AI training suite, completely B2B, and SMEs are also one of our target audience. And we do bring, we think what others are not thinking about. So we have covered topics like finance, trade finance, sales, HR, recruitment, and so many other sessions and interesting topics are coming about, which are going to be used in your day-to-day business. So having said that, and all the details are there in the chat box. Please look at the chat box. You can join our WhatsApp group for AI enthusiasts, wherein there is absolutely we have a very strict no nonsense, no spamming policy. Yeah, only AI happens there. And beyond that, our website is there. Also, Vinod's AI in Finance, that YouTube video is there. If you join the WhatsApp group, you will be getting links to the YouTube video, which we are going to put up, of this video also. And yeah. So now the floor is open. Please go ahead and ask whatever that comes to your mind. See, it is rare that we are going to get these kind of people again and free. Yeah, that too. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Sunny from Jakarta. I'm a very good friend of Krishna and Uncle Krishna.
Sunny.
And I had a couple of questions regarding the practical applications, which are so we did you did mention the bill of lading and letter of credit, how it can help. So that would also mean that it can be implemented for fraud detection as well.
Yes,
Fraud
yes.
detection in the sense like analyzing patterns across whatever transactions have already happened to make sure going forward that doesn't happen again.
Yeah,
Correct,
That-
correct.
That's
Absolutely.
that's definitely
One aspect of AI which is different from other software is that AI keeps on learning. So every time you have a transaction happening, it captures the details, and then next time, whatever has happened in the past, it will automatically apply to
applied.
this.
Yeah.
So I can share an example with you. When I was working in BSc, we had a startup zone, and we had a company which had developed a software which would analyze documents submitted to banks and all, and it would identify that which are the photocopies and which are the original documents based on the resolution. So when it started, it was giving 80% accuracy. So 80% of the output which is generated, that it was correctly identifying which is the original and which is the photocopy. But in around 2 months' time, it came to 95% accuracy. So as it was processing documents, it was noting the features, the patterns which are there, and improving itself. So that is one very powerful aspect of AI, which regular software, of course, it just goes on doing the same thing. And here, as it processes more LCs, more bill of ladings and all, it will build its own knowledge base, saying that these are the kind of discrepancies which are there, and without you having to specifically mention, it will be able to detect that.
So basically,
Sunny's question is very valid here because, we have seen fake deals in the market.
yeah.
Okay.
Also, so basically what AI will do is it will generate dynamic risk profiles based on previous transactions, so that going forward that won't be there anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about scenario planning? How would that come into play?
Yeah. So
For
scenario planning, of
example,
course,
port closure, geopolitical event, something going on. How would that be answered?
Yeah. So this is again a very powerful area where you can use AI. So suppose you are having certain transactions from different parts of the world. There are customers which you have. Those customers have second level customers, and there are different routes being used. There are some countries in the routes which are under some kind of embargo from US or something like that. So all that can be put into your prompt, and it will build a scenario. They're saying that if you're exporting from India to Africa, then the so-and-so shipping companies, they go via Iran. So if it has a stop in Iran, then there's a red flag. So this particular shipping company, maybe you should check with, because if it is going to go to America, they might not accept that. So, we can say that here in this part of the year there is a cyclone and those kind of risks are there. If your route is in that part, then there is a delay possibility. So all kinds of scenarios, because the AI can access your own specific data. It can access the data from the internet. It can enter specialized databases. Suppose you are a member of the International Maritime Bureau or various others. Yeah. So it will access those data, and then it will evaluate and it will say, this is the possible risks which are there. that since you are going from here to here, you are using so-and-so shipping company, this is the possibility, this is the risk which you have. These are the kind of sanctioned zones which it travels through, so there could be possibility.
Yeah,
All
Sunny,
that can be very...
Sunny, for example, if there is a transaction happening from Uzbekistan to Bangladesh, okay, there are two ways you can bring the cargo to Bangladesh. One is through Bandra Pass, which is Iran, okay, which is cheaper. The freights are cheaper, everything is cheaper. The price will be cheaper by $30-40. Otherwise, it is Georgia, the other way, okay, which is more expensive. And the vessel can either come through Bandra Pass, which is a sanctioned port, as per under the OFAC, the Overseas Foreign Asset Control. There is an OFAC sanction on Iran. Okay. The vessel is not supposed to go, bypass Iran or the Bandra Pass, but for that seller to get additional margins on the trade, they do that. You know what I'm saying? How this can be tracked by the bill of lading through IMB, International Maritime Bureau. You can check the vessel tracking.
The whole thing, So it'll offer alternative solutions also. It will
Absolutely.
generate and give us.
Yeah, now everybody is doing it manually. Now everybody is sitting and checking in the website, and like how you check the DHL with the airway bill number. Where is your, packet lying at the moment, where it is, and all those stuff. So if we use AI, it makes
it
the
will
much more
immediately
easier and
trigger.
faster.
Correct.
You hope you're clear, Sunny?
Yeah, I got it. Definitely, I got it.
Any more questions?
Actually,
thank
I have
you
15.
both the gentlemen for great insights. Sunnyji, you can continue if you're not.
I actually have 15 questions, but I won't go through all of them.
No,
through the whole.
I think, Sunny, another session for that.
I'll just ask the most important ones there because, from obviously, which point during this whole process, from start to finish, would human expertise have to be there? I mean, it has to be there. No matter what happens, the AI can't do the whole thing. So, at which point would a human have to step in?
All points where critical decisions have to be taken, because the AI will flag. So whatever it is there, it will flag the possibilities. It will send emails to all parties involved. So at the bank side or the seller side or the buyer side or the shipping side, they will receive the email, they will receive the red flags, they will receive it. But the people over there have to take a decision. So even if it shows a discrepancy and you don't decide to do anything about it, so those will be the challenges, because the AI cannot actually stop the transaction from happening.
One more thing, Mr. Vinod, the most important thing when it comes to trade is the payment, the funds.
Correct.
Okay, the SWIFT. When somebody makes a payment to you, there is a SWIFT coming in. Okay, can AI at the moment handle SWIFT? To my knowledge, not, right?
No, it can create the SWIFT related documents.
No. I'm talking about the SWIFT which is coming from the buyer's bank to the seller's bank.
Correct.
We are not a party inside till the money hits your account.
Correct.
Okay, so that has to be manually monitored. Of course, you can, through the platform, you can check and
it can trigger the possibility, but manually you have to take that decision.
Yes. No, but the most important part in a trade is payment, right? Funds, right?
Correct.
If everything is fine, at the end of the day, if I don't get paid,
what's the point?
What's the point?
That's true.
I think next question can be taken by Mr. Vishwanath. He has been waiting.
I'm not going to ask everything. Just like one or two more.
No, we can talk separately, Sunny. Don't worry.
Definitely. I probably have just one or two more, but
Mr. Vishwanath, go ahead.
First of all, thank you for both the gentlemen for great insights. I have one question. This is now you have explained almost every process of export. So is there any custom built app which you have developed, or you mean to say we have to use those same LLM models like ChatGPT or Perplexity or Cloud, uh, like that? That I wanted to.
And see, it depends. See, there are multiple possibilities. One is that you can use the ChatGPT or any such LLMs. Or at the next level, there are agentic AI tools like NA10, etc., where you don't have to give prompts. You just build the entire system. That end-to-end, what are you going to do? You are going to generate the contract, you have to send the emails, you have to create the bill of lading, you have to create the LC draft. You put the entire process into that agentic AI tool. It will connect to your mail account, it will connect to your bank, it will connect to various other parties, and the whole set of processes it will do on its own. So that is the second level which is there. The third level which is there is that you can create, because when you're using an LLM or when you're using a agentic AI tool, your data is going out of your system onto the cloud. So if you don't want that to happen, you have got vibe coding tools like Cursor, etc. So what that does is that you define the process, it will create the Python code or any other software, and that entire code will reside on your own system, and you can run that. So it will develop small AI applications which you can run on your system. So depending on your need, depending on the kind of budget you have and what you are willing to do, you can choose what you want to do. So, of course, the most basic level is creating prompts and executing it personally using ChatGPT or anything like that. Next level is using agentic AI tools like NA10, etc. And the third level is using vibe coding platforms and creating software itself, which will execute the entire thing. And the third level, the advantage, of course, there is cost involved in generating the software, but because it's AI generated software, it can happen at a much faster speed. And the security it gives is that you run it on your own platform. You don't have to upload your bank statements and KYC documents onto the cloud of the AI platform.
Hope it's
So
clearly understood.
you have talked about this N8N platform. So you have developed this workflow for this entire process in this N8N platform.
No. I have worked for trade finance and all. I have not developed it, but I have for my own requirements for capital markets and all. I have done something on that. But
Okay.
it is easily possible to develop it on
Okay.
N8N
Okay.
platform.
Okay.
Sir, the only
That
thing
automation can be created.
Sir, the
Yes,
only thing is
automations can
the tech guys, what they need is they need a guy who knows about the product and the process and all.
be correct.
So
Once
if
you know
they
what
join
is the
together,
process you want to automate, then you just need to build a workflow. Say, first, what happens? Process one, the output goes to process 2, 3, 4, 5. You just define it and you connect the external systems. So, mail could be one system which you have to connect. Then the shipping agencies system, then maybe the Swift system, then the banker system, all can be connected using APIs, and the workflow will get smoothly automated.
yeah, so we call it as the eco partners. When we do the
Correct.
blockchain those days, we get the eco partners inside that, and then we give a visibility to them, and they feel comfortable. I mean, things
Correct.
goes pretty fast. Yeah.
So Vishwanath ji, we could connect after the session. Yeah, we could you could connect directly with Krishna and Vinod. Yeah, and and then we can discuss if more collaboration can be done. Yeah,
Sure.
we could go ahead. Any other questions are there before wrapping up the session? So the next, if they are not, the next session is going to be on AI and ethics and the social part of it, and that session will be conducted by me. The link is given kindly go ahead and register. It is going to be next Sunday. Okay,
Okay.
11 to 12 noon.
India time.
Yeah, India time. Yeah, we are Indians, so India time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
because
that
when you
would,
have international guys there, you have to be
yeah. So
specific.
that would be around 1 o'clock, I suppose. Yeah. Singapore time, APAC
1:30.
time.
If it is
Yeah.
11, then
1:30. 1:30. Yeah, 1:30. And 11 would be our time. And yeah.
It'll be 20:30
Yeah, for
Yeah.
him, 12:30.
in Indonesia.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Jakarta, it is 1 hour behind Singapore. So that's what I said. You have to tell which time it is. Yeah, people get confused.
Exports, yeah. Different world altogether out there. So
It is.
this is very enlightening and eye-opening at the same time. And I think today we did learn quite a few things. Of course, some basics we're already aware of, but interesting takes on money laundering, the financial perspective, the letter of credits, the bill of lading, the automation, and the all the flows, and the fact that industry experts are there, the domain experts. That I think really that augmented the session to a great extent. So thank you, Vinod, and thank you, Prasad. It was a
Thanks
great
a lot
pleasure
for
having
having
Thank
both
you,
of you.
everyone.
Yeah,
Yes.
and thank you to
everyone.
the crowd also, the
Yeah, yeah.
audience. Yeah, I think an appreciative audience really matters a lot. So thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye,
Yeah, bye,
everyone.
bye, bye.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Take care.
Yeah, it
Take
was
care.
great.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.